When you retire, will you stay in the public eye? Will you continue to fight for education?
Well, I've been thinking about, sometimes when you're president of a university, there are moments when you say, because you must be non-political, there are moments that you say, I'd like to just tell them what I really think about that. So I'm definitely going to consider starting a blog after I'm president, so I can really tell people what I honestly think and think about what is best for the future of our state. And I'm going to stay and teach here. I'm going to continue to teach political science, the class that I teach now, and so I'll have an office on campus, and I will be still teaching at least one class each semester, and getting to spend a lot of time with the students. My favorite part of the whole job is the time that I get to spend with students, and that's sometimes frustrating because when you have something like 9,000 personnel, for example, you can imagine we have a personnel problem every 5 minutes. So there are a lot of things going on. There are a lot of other duties that the president has, including trying to write a budget in these times. So I really look forward to having more time for the best part of the job, is that's more time with students.
When did you first consider this decision? When were you first starting to think about it?
I started thinking about it really 2 or 3 years ago. Once I could see that about the time I realized my next birthday was going to be 75, I started thinking about it, and then I realized that the pressures of the job were bearing down on me after I had to have major surgery. And so you sort of think about your life and how you want to spend the rest of it when you have that experience. And I'm so thankful, by the way, I was in great OU hands. My surgeon was Dr. John Randolph, who once played on the OU football team and was such an outstanding student. So he was my surgeon, and he took care of me.
You mentioned, you mentioned the problems with funding. Has the political climate at all affected your thinking as far as retirement?
No, not really. I mean, I was going to continue to work hard as I could. I will this year too, and in the special session and otherwise, to try to urge our public officials to meet their number one responsibility, and that is to the next generation. And so I will continue to give that all the effort and energy that I can, because it's something that I believe in so much. But no, not really. I think that they're former students of ours in the legislature in both parties. They're statewide leaders with whom we have a good relationship. And so that hasn't really been too much of a factor. I would just say that I like to call it maturity finally caught up with me, the calendar finally caught up with me, and that's the biggest thing. I've always wanted to I didn't want to be president unless I could give every ounce of my energy to the job and feel that I was at the top of my game. And there comes a time when you just simply don't have the same reservoir of energy that I had when I first came here, for example, or that I had when I was the age of our students. Time takes a toll on that, and so I knew it was inevitable, that I had to face it. I knew, no one is immortal. No one's going to be able to continue what they're doing forever. So my main focus was, when is it the best time to step away? When is it the best time to step off the stage? And to me, it was when the university was as strong as it possibly could be. And we've received so many accolades in just the last 2 months, for example. Every week, it seems to me, there are 2 or 3 new accolades that come our way. And once again, we have such a strong faculty. And our students, obviously, and it keeps going up every single year. We have the highest ranked academic freshman class. We've had now about 15 in a row in the history of the university, and it keeps going. And so stepping off the stage at a time in which the university was strong, maybe it's its strongest point in its history, I wanted to find that time when it was appropriate for me to pass on this task to someone else.
You've also been here through some tough times, like Julie Buskin and
yes.
the 2005 bombing, things
yes.
like that, SAA.
Yes.
Does any of that, is that going to stay with you, anything?
Oh my goodness, all of them will. There's so many things that stay with me, memories that our students have given me because of the kind of men and women that they are, and because of the values that they have. Those things stay with me. I think probably the greatest challenge was the incident that involved the SAE chapter, because the entire nation was watching. That incident was going to define who we were, And when our students on their own spontaneously started marching even in the dark, not at our university, that's not who we are. We're people that are inclusive. We're trying to build a great community. We care about each other. We respect each other. To me, that was while it was a very difficult moment, it was a very heartwarming moment to me, because it said that the values and the spirit of community that I hoped our students would have, they truly have. That's become their own. They own it. They own those values. It's not something that I was preaching. It's something that they had taken as their own values. And I think there's not a university in the country which has a stronger spirit of community and one in which people truly care about each other and respect each other than we have here. And what an example for the rest of the country. As I said today, that's an important lesson that the whole country, we're very divided at this period in our country, and we need to learn how to unify. We need to learn how to respect each other. And I can't think of any place where that lesson's being taught better than here at the University of Oklahoma. It's being taught primarily by our own students.
When you do leave, what are some of the areas that you think the university can improve on? The pillars that you've established, making it a strong university, where does it go from here?
Obviously, you can never stop improving academically, and I think, again, continuing, many of these things are just things that I hope that the next presidents will continue as a strong priority. Honors College is incredible. It's one of the top ranked in the country, and I think you have to continue to challenge every student, including the very best students, to do their best. I think internationalizing the curriculum. When I came here, less than 2% of our students studied abroad. Now it's over a third of our students study abroad. And not just those students who have the most family wealth, but through scholarships, we try to make sure that all of our students have the opportunity to study abroad. So keeping us focused on the internationalized path and training our students, giving our students experiences in the rest of the world, those are things that are so important. And then, building a real community, that task is never finished. You have to continue to build it person by person. People have to come to understand people unlike themselves. They have to learn how to respect people that have different points of view or come from different places or different backgrounds. That's part of what has made this country so strong in the past. So I think, and that's why I say, a real university community can never be replaced by strictly online education in which people are separated into their own rooms in front of a computer screen. The building of a real community where physically faculty and students bump into each other, work together, share ideas together. There's no substitute for that, and that's why we've seen it. The university has been so relevant to societies going back for centuries and centuries, and it'll be relevant centuries from now too. So
when it seemed like the Big 12 was going to break up, you made that commitment that OU and OSU were going to stay in the conference together. Are you looking for a successor who has that same passion that the two schools stay in the same conference?
I think it'd be wonderful if that happens, but I think that there'll be so many factors that will have to be considered other than athletics in the selection of the next president. But I don't have anything to say about it. The regents picked the next president, so I don't. No, if I did, I wouldn't say. I wouldn't want to doom their chances.
What qualities that you were pushing for when it comes to who the regents decide?
I think there's the one quality that's the most important of all for a president of the university is to truly love the university, truly love the students and care about them. I mean, I feel very responsible for providing our students the maximum opportunities. That's why I want to make sure not just students with wealth, for example, will be able to study abroad. All students will have those opportunities for their lives. And so that's why we put such an emphasis on scholarships of various kinds for various opportunities. But the most important quality, of course you want them to be wise, you want them to be farsighted, but most of all, I'd say the most important thing is that for the next president, this not be another line on the resume. It not be a stepping stone to somewhere else. Is so worthy of the love of that person and the investment of their entire lives, as I've tried to do with my adult life. There's never been anything more rewarding. Being governor and senator was a wonderful experience. It was an opportunity to be a public servant, and to me, being a public servant is about service. It's not about your own ego or your own power. It's about service, and that's certainly true at the university. But most of all, I hope the next person loves this university as much as I do. You know, I deeply love it. We have so many people that are here who have graduated from OU, who have ties to OU. They go off and do other things with their lives. And then it's always been my strategy. You can't find a better future dean or future president or future professor than someone who already has a love of this place and wants to make it everything that it can be. And those are the people that will invest their lives and not treat it as a stepping stone for someplace else.
About 10 years ago, when you said you were going to keep eating your Wheaties and staying on the exercise bike, are you giving up the Wheaties and the exercise bike?
No, I've still got the exercise bike, and I still have the treadmill, and I don't know if the Wheaties I'm trying to substitute maybe lower sugar and more healthy cereals.
So it's fair to say that your successor would have a connection to this university in their past.
Well, as I say, I won't make that decision. The president, once you're outgoing, it's solely the job of the regents to pick the next president. So those 7 people will make that decision. But if they ask me for any advice, I'd say lean towards someone who truly loves this place, that it's not new to them. Someone, I think people that understand our state, understand our university really well, they have a head start, and especially those who just really care about this place, who love this place. Because, you know, my determination has been that young people in Oklahoma should have every single opportunity that young people who live in states with the Ivy League schools or anything else. We need to have the aspiration of being equal, to giving an equal opportunity. The raw talent in the state, the talent and the potential of our students is as great as any place in this country. I happen to be biased and think it's a little greater because I think our students also have incredible values as well as incredible minds. And, you know, I want someone that'll dedicate themselves to that task. Why should we take a back seat to anybody? I don't care. You know, well, look at this year. I loved being able to tell the presidents of Harvard and Yale and Stanford and MIT, we have more freshman National Merit Scholars enrolled than you have. So I don't know why we have to take a back seat to anyone, and we shouldn't. And that takes a lot of determination. And I hope also that they'll be able to continue our success. Not only do I hope the public will give more to support education, it's the best investment you can make, but I hope that the generosity of our friends and our alumni will continue. You know, we were named one of the top 10 universities in the country this year in private fundraising. It's really remarkable.